Dear student, today we start the topic that is classification of placenta. In this classification of placenta, already in regular classes you have to study about the structure and functions of placenta. Today we come to the further topic that is classification of placenta. In this classification of placenta, placenta classified in 5 waves. What are those 5 waves? That is, the first one is the placenta classified on the basis of mode of implantation. In this, on the basis of mode of implantation, there are again 3 types are there. That is superficial placenta, or it is we also called as central placenta, and eccentric placenta, and interstitial placenta. Next come to the second one is placenta classified on the basis of extra embryonic membranes. Here there are 2 types are there. One is yolk sac placenta and another one is chorioatlantic placenta. And now come to the third one. It is the placenta is classified on the basis of nature of contact, on the basis of behavior of parturition, or at the time of birth. Here there are the 3 types are there. There is indeciduate placenta, or semi-placenta, or non-deciduate placenta. And B is the deciduate placenta or placenta vara, or it is we also called as true placenta. And third one is the contradeciduate placenta. These 3 comes under on the nature of contact. Now come to the fourth one is placenta classified on the basis of distribution of villi. In this case there are 5 types are there. That is diffuse placenta, cotyledonary placenta, intermediate placenta, zonary placenta, discoidal placenta, and metadiscoidal placenta. In this metadiscoidal placenta, again we divided into 2 types, that is monodiscoidal placenta and bidiscoidal placenta. Come to the last one is placenta classified on the basis of histology. Means here what are the types of tissues involved from the maternal side and as well as the fetal side. On this basis, here dividing into 5 types, that is epitheliochorial placenta, syndesmochorial placenta, endotheliochorial placenta, hemochorial placenta, and hemoendothelial placenta. Now come to, let us discuss about one by one, that is what are the placenta that is based on implantation, based on extra embryonic membranes, based on nature of contact, based on distribution of villi, and based on the histology. Now come to, let us discuss the first one you have to taken as the based on implantation. In this based on implantation, the first one type is the superficial placenta or central placenta. The word itself, it indicates the meaning of the placenta. Here there is superficial means growth of the chorionic sac, means these chorionic will bring it contact with the lining of the main uterine cavity, means these chorionic sac or chorionic villi is attached to the only the lining of the main uterine cavity. This type of placenta we call as superficial placenta or central placenta, and this type of placenta is present in ungulates and some carnivorous animals and monkeys. Now come to the second one is the eccentric placenta. In this eccentric placenta, the chorionic sac is adhere or attached with the lining of the uterine cavity, but it is the like that of fold-like structure and pocket-like structure, and but sometimes it is loose off from the uterine cavity. This type of placenta we call as eccentric placenta, and here is such type of placenta we have to see are present in the example, that is rat and squirrel. Now come to the third one is most important placenta, that is interstitial placenta. In this interstitial placenta, the chorionic sac penetrate into the uterine cavity, means the chorionic villi is completely penetrate, means they enter inside the uterine cavity, that we call as interstitial placenta. Here the main example is the man, ape, pig, bat, and hedgehog, some etc. The why we are called as important means here we have to take an example as the man, means on the basis of implantation, which type of implantation is present in the man, that is interstitial placenta. Now come to the second one is extra embryonic membranes. In this extra embryonic membranes, already I have told that the 2 types of placenta is present, yolk sac placenta or choriovitelline placenta. Second one is the chorioatlantis placenta. Now come to here, you have to see the diagram of the yolk sac placenta. Here there is, this is the embryo is there. This embryo is covered with amnine. All of you know that there are 4 extra embryonic membranes are there. One is amnine, here I will mention, another one is chorion, and another one is allantois, and here one is the yolk sac. 4 extra embryonic membranes are present, but in the placenta what is yolk sac placenta means where there is only yolk sac and chorion, both membranes are involved in the formation of placenta, that we call as yolk sac placenta or choriovitelline placenta. Here there is this chorion is having the crypt-like structure, and this crypt-like structure is nearly contact with the uterine wall. Where there is yolk sac is also close with the uterine wall. Chorion and yolk sacs both they are involved in the formation of placenta is called yolk sac placenta. And this type of placenta we have to see in metatherian animals, that is marsupials. All of you know that metatherian, where it comes the class mammalia and subclass is metatherian, that is pouched animals, we call as pouched animals. Here we have to take the examples of kangaroo, where there is they give the premature birth one, and the remaining the whole development will be taken place inside the pouch of the mother. This type of placenta we call yolk sac placenta. Next come to the second one is chorioallantic placenta. Here the chorion and allantis both they are, here there is allantis, it is the larger one size, allantis and chorion both they are involved in the formation of placenta is called as chorioallantic placenta. Where there is the uterine wall is also having the crypt is there, and this crypt and allantis both they are close contact with each other. The allantis and chorion both are involved in the formation of placenta, and this placenta we call as true placenta because the example we have taken as eutherian mammals. All true placental animals are comes along with the cow, dog, man, etc. This is most important, that is chorioallantic placenta is important means here the you have to take the example is man, means in implantation the placenta is interstitial placenta, whereas in extra embryonic membranes the placenta in the man present, that is chorioallantic placenta. Now come to the third one is the parturition, means at the time of birth, at the time of nature of contact, or at the time of behavior, what are the types of placenta is present. Here there is the non-deciduate placenta or semi-placenta. The first one is the non-deciduate. What do you mean by non-deciduate placenta? Here there is the chorionic villi of have loose connection with the uterine epithelium. At that time birth, the chorionic villi from the uterus by pulling the villi out of the crypt. In case fetal part of the placenta come outside with the fetus, while maternal part retain inside the mother body. So there is no loss of uterine epithelium, and where there is so no bleeding will be does not occurs at the time of delivery, at the time of parturition. This type of placenta we call as non-deciduate placenta, and this we have to see the example is pig and cattle. What do you mean? The main thing is that in the non-deciduate placenta is fetus part of the placenta come outside, maternal part of the placenta retained inside the mother of the body. This is the non-deciduate placenta, means where there is uterine epithelium does not rupture. If does not rupture means there is no bleeding will be occur. This is non-deciduate placenta. Now come to the deciduous placenta. Here there is the union between the chorion and uterine epithelium and fetus membrane is much more intimate, means much more close contact with each other, that is chorion, uterine epithelium and fetal membrane. At the time of birth, both the side, maternal side of the placenta and fetal side of the placenta come outside along the uterine epithelium, means where there is uterine epithelium will be ruptured, means the bleeding will be occurs. This is here we have to see the example is man, monkey, bat, etc. This deciduous placenta is most important because it is present in man, where there is bleeding will be occur, uterine epithelium will be rupture, and both the maternal side of the placenta and fetal side of the placenta both come outside at the time of birth. This is the deciduous type of